The capacity that a human being has to change is actually quite impressive. It's kind of like looking at a spectrum with two opposite ends, right? And the growth, the evolution that a human being can go through is just so fascinating, right? It all depends on what it is that you want for yourself. And that's what I've come to learn, especially on this journey of healing. There is nothing that is unattainable to a human being, right? Um, of course, you look at things like, all right, well, you know, go fly. It's like, okay, well, I mean, in terms of what I'm looking at is personality, because what attracts is personality. What creates is personality. Personality is not fixed. Contrary to, I would argue, popular belief, personality is not fixed. And how you see yourself, that is what creates your life experiences. Because if you don't see yourself in a positive light, if you don't see yourself as somebody who is, who has potential, somebody who can create things, you're going to have a very hard time with life. It's not just success. It's not just success in creating what you want. If you don't see yourself in a positive light, you are just going to have a very hard time with life. That's just the reality of it. Life is going to be very challenging for you. And I just, as I've been reflecting on it, I've been looking at it, and I'm like, wow, humans really have the capacity to turn their lives around drastically. And there are many examples of it out there. And I'm just obsessed with that. I think it's so interesting. I think that, you know, um, there's a term in psychology, the adaptation response, right? You can put yourself through growth and be on this end of the spectrum and then be on that end of the spectrum, right? Over here, you had limiting beliefs. You had um, you had a fixed mindset, right? This is the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is that you see yourself, excuse me, you see yourself as you do, and there's nothing for you beyond that, right? It's very limiting. A growth mindset is that you can always become better. And it doesn't matter what it is that you believe, right? You can believe that you have a fixed mindset and that there's just no possibility for you. You can also believe that you have a growth mindset. Both of those things will give you two completely different outcomes. And this is what's so interesting to me because oftentimes, you see people struggling a lot in life and you see them kind of like hitting blocks and everything, right? But then all of a sudden, it's like a switch goes off in their mind. And then they see things differently, and it completely transforms how they approach themselves in life. And this is why transformation, growth, evolution, change in a human being, the capacity is unreal. The potential, right? And I would argue that it's available for, if not everyone, a far majority of everyone. You know, um, it's crazy how much your mindset can change, but not only change, as well as completely transform your experiences of life. You can think that you can't do something. That's going to create your experience of life. You can also believe in yourself like crazy, and that's going to transform your experiences of life. It's really entirely up to the individual, and there's nobody or anything stopping a person from doing that. Only, only what's going on in their mind.